The composition of the Italian Parliament. In Italy, the parliament is divided in two branches, the Chamber of Deputies and the Senate of the Republic, that have the same functions and attributions. For this reason, our system is defined as a perfect bicameralism. The chamber is composed by 400 deputies. To vote is only needed the adult age, and to be elected, a person must be at least 25 years old. The Senate is composed by 200 senators, plus some appointed for life. To vote, a person must be at least 25 years old, and 30 to be elected. In 2017, we have arrived to the actual electoral system, called the Rosatellum. It foresees the location of 37% of the seats, with a majoritarian system in a single shift and the remaining 63% through a partition between coalitions and lists that have overcome the barrier in multi-member constituencies, 3% and 10%. The lifespan of both chambers is 5 years. This period is called legislature, legislatura in Italian, and can be interrupted by an early dissolution. In the hypothesis that there isn't a majority capable of forming a government, we have to return back in the polls. This case is very frequent, especially in the last years. The holder of the dissolution power is the President of the Republic. Each chamber has its own regulation, president and bureau. Inside the chambers, the parliamentarians are divided in political groups, at least 20 deputies and 10 senators. The remaining are inscribed in the mixed group. Inside every chamber, the work is done both in the assembly, where all the senators and the deputies are present, and in the permanent commissions, which are 13 for chamber, each one competent in a specific subject, finances, agriculture, defense, etc. The work in the assembly is carried out during sessions, usually public, where there must be two majorities for a resolution to be valid. The majority of the members, legal number, and the majority of favorable votes. The voting is done by open scrutiny, by show of hands or with electronic voting. In some cases, for example when a resolution regards a specific parliamentarian, the secret ballot. In certain cases, the Italian Parliament meets in joint session, under the presidency of the President of the Chamber, to elect the President of the Republic for the performance of his oath for his impeachment, to elect 5 members of the Superior Council of Judiciary and 10 members for the Constitutional Court. Parliamentarians can also enjoy 2 immunities, one permanent and the other one temporary. Permanently, therefore also after the termination of office, they can't be persecuted for any opinion expressed or votes given during the exercise of their functions unquestionability. Temporally, they cannot be arrested if not after approval of the Chamber of Belonging. A function of the Italian Parliament is to control over the operating of the government, which has a control more of political nature. With the motion of censure, the Parliament can force the resignation of the world government. After the formation of the government, the Parliament must give its vote of confidence to allow it to take office.
Presenti 394, votanti 389, astenuti 5, maggioranza 195, hanno votato sì 235, hanno votato no 154, la Camera approva.
Moreover, the Parliament has to check on the work of the government from a financial point of view with the approval examination of the state budget. The legislative power. The legislative power, which is the power to emanate the laws, is held in the first place in the Parliament. This power is, in some ways, the most important one. The Parliament, in fact, has the power to emanate the laws and is the only organ that can do so. The government can emanate laws decrees, but they must be converted into law by the Parliament within 60 days or they will lose validity. The Parliament, besides, can delegate the legislative function to the government for specific issues or for a limited period of time. The laws can be suggested by the members of the parliament, but also by the government, by certain public entities, and directly by the citizen. In this last case, at least 50,000 signs must be collected for the proposal to be discussed in the parliament. To come into force, any law proposal must obtain the majority of the votes in both branches of the parliament. Most of the work done by the Chamber is done by the Parliamentary Commission, which prepare the Parliament works taking care each one of a specific matter. The formation path of a law is called legislative process, or iter legislativo in Italian, and it provides for the initiative, the presentation of a chamber of a bill, the discussion of the bill, to which changes can be made, and the approval of the semi-script by both the chambers, the promulgation of the law by the President of the Republic, the publication of the official gazette, and the entry into force after 15 days. A shorter legislative process can be used for bills of minor importance. In these cases, the commissions can directly approve the bill, or vote it article by article and present it in the chamber for the final approval. For the emanation of constitutional revision laws that involve changes to the constitution, a more complex process is required.